I used to be obsessed with productivity hacks. I woke up at 4 a.m. I took ice-cold showers. I used 3 different journals to track my gratitude. And honestly, it never worked. I wasn't successful. I was just tired. I was busy, but I wasn't moving forward. For years, I felt broken. I thought, maybe I just lack willpower. Maybe I'm just lazy. But then I stopped listening to the motivational gurus on Instagram and decided to look at what actually works. I went down the rabbit hole of behavioral psychology and neuroscience. I spent years reading, testing, and failing until I found the patterns that stuck. And here's the uncomfortable truth I found. Willpower is a myth. High performers, the top 1%, aren't suffering more than you. They aren't forcing themselves to grind through pain every day. They are simply operating with a different set of psychological defaults. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems that make action automatic. Today, I'm sharing the top 5 contrarian habits that actually moved the needle for me. These aren't vague motivational quotes. These are psychological protocols to hack your own biology. Let's dive in. Let's start with a problem we all have: analysis paralysis. Should I go to the gym? Is this the right topic? Am I ready? Here is the rule. Thinking is the enemy of doing. In chemistry, there is a concept called activation energy. It's the energy required to start a fire. Once it burns, it's easy. But the spark? That's the hard part. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. The moment you pause to consider a hard task, your brain's survival mechanism wakes up and invents excuses. It's too cold. I'm too tired. To bypass this, you need to use the 20-second rule. But here is the upgrade. Define the micro win. Most people fail because they visualize the whole mountain. I have to write a chapter. I have to run 5 miles. That is terrifying. Stop that. Your only job is to reduce the activation energy by focusing on the first 5 seconds. If I want to write, I don't aim for a chapter. I just open the doc and type the title. That's the win. If I want to run, I just put on my shoes. That's the win. Why? Because action leads to motivation. The dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel good, only comes after you start. So stop negotiating with yourself. Negotiations take energy. When the thought enters your head, move your hands before your brain has permission to argue with you. Number 4 is about that moment when you want to quit. You know the feeling. You're studying or exercising, and suddenly your body screams, "I'm done. I can't focus anymore." I don't want to give you a speech about never giving up. That's useless. Instead, understand the biology. Your brain has built-in safety brakes. It tries to stop you before you actually run out of fuel to protect your reserves. That feeling of, "I can't?" That's a false alarm. It's a safety buffer. So when you feel that urge to quit, that burning in your muscles, or that itch to check your phone, do not stop. That sensation is not a signal to quit. That is the signal that adaptation is starting. Neuroplasticity, your brain rewiring itself, doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens at the point of friction. So use the rule of 3. When the safety brakes kick in, tell yourself, "I will just do this 3 more times. 3 more reps, 3 more sentences, 3 more minutes." You don't even have to do them perfectly. You just have to prove to your brain that you are still in control. Usually, once you push through those 3 reps, you break the seal. The second wind kicks in. The average person stops at the safety brake. The high performer knows discomfort is just the entry fee for growth. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever spent 3 hours working at your computer, but at the end of the day felt like you achieved absolutely nothing? This is habit number 3, the fake work audit. When we are faced with a task that could actually change our life, launching a business, writing a thesis, We get scared, but we don't want to feel lazy. So we do fake work. We clean the desk. We reorganize email folders. We watch tutorials on how to be productive. We tweak the font size. This feels like work. It feels responsible. But it is a trap. It is a replacement activity designed to protect you from the fear of the real work. Here's the protocol to fix this. Set a timer on your phone to vibrate every 30 minutes. When you feel that vibration, ask yourself, am I doing the most important thing right now? Or am I doing a replacement activity? This audit is painful. You will catch yourself procrastinating while working. Why am I checking analytics again? Nothing has changed. I'm just avoiding writing the script. Strip away the illusion of busyness. You realize you aren't busy, you're hiding. Eliminate the replacement. Do the scary thing.
Number 2 is controversial. It goes against almost every positive vibes only book ever written. To be truly consistent, you need to stop being a blind optimist. You need the Stoic protocol, also known as defensive pessimism. We are told to manifest success. The problem is, when you only visualize the victory, you are unprepared for the struggle. When things go wrong, and they always do, the optimist panics. They freeze. High performers do the opposite. They simulate the disaster. Before I start any project, I sit down and ask, what is the absolute worst-case scenario? I launch this video and everyone hates it. I invest this money and the market crashes. Don't just let the fear float in your head. Define the nightmare. Then take the critical second step. If that happens, exactly how will I fix it? If no one watches, I will change the title and thumbnail. If I lose the money, I can freelance to earn it back. By planning for the catastrophe, you do something magical. You remove the paralyzing power of fear. Anxiety comes from the unknown. Once you have a plan for the worst-case scenario, the unknown becomes a checklist. Paradoxically, by thinking about failure, you become fearless in execution.
And finally, the number 1 habit that changed my career. Procrastinate on everything that doesn't matter. Now, let me be clear before you leave a comment. This isn't about being lazy. This is about being aggressively selective with your limited energy. Society tells us, do it now. Reply instantly. This is a recipe for mediocrity. If you try to do everything now, you are prioritizing nothing. You are letting other people's emergencies dictate your life. The most productive people are actually the biggest procrastinators. They just procrastinate on the right things. This is essentialism. I identify my 4 non-negotiables. Everything else goes on the later list. Answering that random email? Later. Scheduling that low-priority meeting? Later. Formatting the document perfectly? Later. I intentionally neglect 95% of life so I can be world-class at the top 5%. Every decision burns fuel. If you burn that fuel on laundry, you have nothing left for building your future. You have to be okay with being bad at the small things so you can be great at the big things. So let's recap. The world tells you to think. I say act before you think. The world tells you to stop when it hurts. I say override the safety brakes. The world tells you to be busy. I say audit your fake work. The world tells you to be positive. I say use the Stoic protocol. The world tells you to do it all. I say procrastinate on the non-essentials. These habits aren't about working harder. They are about outsmarting your own biology. They remove the friction of being human and let you operate like a machine when it matters, so you can live like a free human being when it counts. Don't try to change your whole life tonight. Pick just one. Maybe tomorrow you just try the micro wins. Just open the document. Just put on the shoes. Test the data for yourself.